My guest today is John Person. We're talking about the support and reversal indicator available exclusively in TradeShark. John, how did you come up with the support and reversal indicator?
Well, it's 35 years of trading, and quite frankly, to look at the nuances of the market. But with TradeShark, it's the only indicator package that has this unique feature built in without having to figure out higher high, did it close above prior lows, did it close above X, Y, Z? I mean, so that's what an indicator helps people to do, to immediately see a price continuation or a price change, right? And so with TradeShark, it's just simply click, drag, and drop. And then you can see the levels on the charts, and then you can take your price order and know where to place your stop. And as the market moves up, as they all teach you, and everyone's heard before, let your profits run. Well, that's an easy phrase. No one ever tells you how to do it. And that's what this indicator does. It teaches us and shows you, more importantly, on the chart. It paints a picture on the chart. Here is a level that my stop needs to go below. And as the market starts to move up in your favor, when that level is broken, that line in the sand is broken, that tells you to get out. So that is a very powerful tool to help traders define when to get off the train ride, so to speak.
I know it's a very simple tool to use with the drag and drop, but there's a lot of complexity that goes on under the hood with this. Can you talk a little bit about the kinds of things that it's looking at?
Well, that's why TradeShark's a powerful product, number one, because there's a lot of programming that went in behind the scenes to make this easy. It's not easy. There's complicated formulas that went in behind the scenes and, of course, programming that went in. But you don't need C++, you don't need to know any specific script and be a computer programmer. It's done for us.
John, there's stock traders, commodity traders out there, Forex traders. Indicators sometimes are only applicable to a couple of different markets that only work well. What about yours?
My indicator, the way it's designed, will work across multiple and mostly all asset classes, specifically if they have an open high-low close and a volume component to them.
Now, I know you've worked pretty closely with the TradeShark team to make sure this indicator does exactly what you want it to do. Talk about that.
The issue with foreign currency is there is no central marketplace for any one Forex dealer. But TradeShark cracked the code in its software, and if you notice, if you go at the very top and you just drag and drop, which is one of the neat features of that software. So when one asks why TradeShark, that's one of the main reasons, because it is very fast in this day and age, fast-paced markets. I trade multiple asset classes. I might be looking at 4 different stocks today. I'm also following the euro. A lot of markets are interconnected. So with that said, if I'm looking at the euro and I want to see the foreign currencies, you look at TradeShark, at the very top of the screen you'll say euro/USD, and that is the euro crossed with the dollar. If you just drag and drop that into the chart and then go over to the John Person's indicator and you plug in the volume, you'll notice that we have all of a sudden a volume on foreign currency. So we've worked together very hard in putting together my indicators and having it work across every asset class, and it's seamless. And that's one of the key components of our indicator working with TradeShark.
Talk about the types of traders who'd be using an indicator like this.
Anyone from an institutional trader to know where to start to move their stops up in their positions, to also, more importantly, not just to move your stops, but figure out what your risk component is on the trade. That's a very important element in position sizing. Knowing how many positions should I be in relative to what my risk of the trade is. And should I be scaling out or maybe adding on? Some traders like to, as the trend starts to define itself, add to positions. So if I'm going to add to a position, where's my risk go? Well, this tool paints it right there on the picture, literally like a line in the sand. Here's where it is on the chart. It's that easy.
And the important part of this too is you've made money with this indicator yourself in your own account.
Absolutely. This is something that I've been using for as a mental idea. If you can imagine this, not having the luxury of having it on the chart, I've been doing this by hand for over 30 years. And then when we came into working with more and more in computers, we implemented it on computer. And with TradeShark, it's been programmed automatically.
So I think traders have spent a lot of time talking about entry points and where to get in and just finding good trades. But this goes a step further, right, and talks about once you're in it, what do I do now?
Right, and that's where I think a lot of people, anyone can get into a trade. I mean, I've got a mouse. I'm point and click. I'm in a trade. Now what? Where do I move my stop? What's my profit target? What's the momentum of the market? Is there strength behind this market? Is it moving? Or as the market's moving, is it have legs to run? Is there the other tools that we created with the volume, for example, that helps us to determine, is there legs to run? So people have a hard time getting out of trades, and that's where the stop and reverse, the support and reverse element works tremendously well.
And I've heard that a good trader can still make money in a trade versus a bad trader who's got the same entry point, but it's that management of the trade is where the key to making money in trading.
Yeah, you can take a trader in the middle of the day, and one can buy and one can sell. And at the end of the day, both traders could either make money or both traders can actually lose money. And how is that possible? It depends on what they do from when they get in until the close. So it's a matter of, can you manage the trade? And that's what these tools do. They help people manage a trade. If I'm getting into a trade, can I, as the market starts to move up, when and where should I place my stop? And that's what this tool does. It paints a picture right there on the chart for people.
And we've established that you've made money with your real trades with these indicators in all kinds of different markets. Time frames, daily, weekly, monthly, is one of them better than the other with these indicators?
The indicators work in all those three time frames, daily, weekly, monthly, and I think a lot of traders and even a lot of technicians fail to utilize the higher degree time frames nowadays because everyone's so looking at that fast pace and they lose sight of the longer term trend. So the monthly is very important to utilize, and that's why we do compare in order to figure out where a price of a market might go, ask yourself, where has it been? What's the best way to figure out where a market's been? By looking at monthly old lows or old time highs. And again, looking at the weekly time frame. Remember, there's 5 business days in 1 week, and generally there's 4 business weeks in 1 month. So we all, at one point of 1 month, in 1 day, we're going to mark a high or a low. So if we compare past price action, and we have great analytical tools that TradeShark offers to help give us future forecasting of where prices might go, all we now need is 2 other indicators to complete the package. Is there enough volume momentum behind the trade? Or is the trend losing momentum? And where do I place my stops? And can I look at a specific level that may trigger a reversal in a trend?
And then also, John, since these are making money, one might ask, why release them to the public? Why work with TradeShark now? What's the reasoning behind that?
I actually alluded to in writing about the style and putting together these indicators in a platform. I haven't released these indicators in any other platform, but with TradeShark, because of its ability to, and its newfound structure, the way it looks, the reputation of the Mendelssohns, it was the perfect time to put everything together.
John, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Tim.
We've been talking with John Person today about his indicator support and reversal exclusively on TradeShark.